Dirt on Tulsa. You got it.
Well, you want the dirt on Tulsa? You got it. Welcome to Tulsa Music Stream. I'm your host, Scott Squires. This is Nine, and this is Jana right over here.
Good evening.
And it is March Madness. It is on a Friday night, and it's Oral Roberts beat Ohio State.
Yeah,
so that's good
awesome.
for
Nice.
us Oklahomians.
Right.
You know.
Hey, Scott, do you have any room to scoot over a little bit more towards Nine? You're in the shot, but I want you more in the shot. That looks better. That looks better.
That's the type of shit should have been like pre-production type thing.
That's the first time we've got to say shit in a couple episodes.
I've been dying to say it.
I know, right?
But we're going to have a good episode for you guys and ladies out there. And make sure you share our stream on your favorite group pages, some of your favorite music pages, if they allow it. Share it on your personal pages and, your band pages or whatnot. And
MySpace,
what have yous.
All that good stuff.
Twitch,
Yep.
TikTok.
Yeah, we rely on you guys to share the stream. That's what helps us get the word out, get the viewers up. And like Scott said, we've got a really great episode.
Share it
tonight.
on your Twitter page so you can tweet.
Yes.
Share it with your cats and dogs so they can spread the word as well.
Hook me up. We can Twitter each other.
For sure. Hey, first of all, what do you think of your new chair and mic stand? Are you pleased?
I love them. Check it out, everybody.
It wobbles.
Oh, yeah. No,
Wobble, wobble, wobble.
But it's so comfortable. I feel like a king.
Do you all of a sudden want to play Grand Theft Auto? No. That's a gaming chair.
It's cool.
Oh,
I mean,
it
it's
is.
red,
Wow.
so it matches. And then we also got the new backdrop, the banner behind
we
us.
do,
Our
we
faces on it this time.
We do.
So it's all cool. Which,
Going.
no disrespect to the awesome banner we had before. It's actually in front of us now, so we
True.
can look at it. So
Hi, banner.
we didn't,
It goes into the Tulsa Music Stream Hall of Fame.
although it's a little uneven, so I didn't notice
museum.
I know. I just noticed that the other night. But it's okay. We've got bigger fish to fry than the banner, so don't worry about it.
Cool.
We do want to thank Brian Wallace from First Strike for donating the chair to
Thanks,
the stream.
Brian.
that. Yeah,
Super
thank you,
cool.
Brian. First strike in the house.
Super cool. And also, we would not be on the air tonight if it weren't for Adam Richmond from Surviving Rocklahoma. I had major software issues Monday night. I was up here for 4 hours beating my head against the wall. That guy had me fixed up in like 5-7 minutes. So thank you, Adam. Make sure you check out Surviving Rocklahoma. He does a great job on his live stream, provides a really awesome service. He's a big supporter of local music. So thank you, Adam Richmond. We totally appreciate you. And, I say this every time we come on. I'm really tired of having to start the show by talking about someone we've lost, but we've got to do it again. And we just want to pay our respects and say rest in peace, Harley Ham. So sorry that we have lost him. It's a very sad and unfortunate deal. I thought it would be a good opportunity to bring this up. Harley was unfortunately in a place where he was struggling, and he unfortunately took his own life. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to share this. If any of you out there are struggling with anything and you feel that you need help, you're not sure who to reach out to, maybe you feel like you can't reach out to friends and family, call this number. This is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-TALK. Guys, it's a cliche, but it's so true. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem, and you just don't have to do that. There's always a brighter day tomorrow. There's always a new situation that you're going to find yourself in if you can just power through. And we just, again, want to express our love and thoughts and prayers to those who loved Harley, and he will be missed. He was a legend. Now, I know a lot of our people knew him.
The Oklahoma Museum, or not the
Blues Hall of Fame, right?
Hall of Fame, yeah, I'm sorry.
He was the manager of the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame. And I looked up an article where they were kind of talking about him, and someone made a comment that said he had a funk that was so awesome he could do Stevie Ray Vaughan better than Stevie Ray Vaughan himself. And he was just a legend. And, I know Matt Gordon knows him. A bunch of our other people know him. And we're just so sorry that happened. But
sucks.
But please remember, guys, there's help out there for you if you're feeling down and you need some help. So wanted to make sure we mentioned that. Also, let me do the sponsors real quick, and we're going to spend some time, the three of us, talking about two things before we call our first awesome guest, Jennifer Ashford. We're going to talk about the Ozzy show, and we're going to talk about our experience doing the pilot episode. But let me knock out the sponsors real quick so we can make sure we mention them. Where are they? There they are. DEB Concerts. Finally, we see a schedule on the DEB page, or a show scheduled on the DEB page. Brett Scallions of Fuel will be at the IDL Ballroom on Saturday, June 19th. How cool is that? And this is a full electric band show. It's not an acoustic. So that's going to be super cool. Make sure you check out debconcerts.com for all the upcoming shows. And we're going to be talking about this here in just a minute. GregShipman.com presents. Wow, we had such a great time, amazing time shooting our pilot with these guys. We shot it out at Lenny's Club here in Tulsa at 51st and Harvard. We did interviews with John Humphrey from Seether. That guy is incredible. Lynn Hernandez, Greg Kozak, Ashley Cooper, and Eric Stafford from the Cimarron came. And we also talked to Jeff Bray. That was a super cool tandem interview we did with the bar owners, and they were just great. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
And we also did some shots at the Ozzy show as well, the Ozzy tribute. We had a camera guy out there doing some cool stuff.
Ironically enough, my shirt's going to line up both ways because the first time I wore the Shout the Devil shirt was at the pilot, and the second time I wore it was at the Ozzy thing.
Now, did you do that on purpose?
No, I just figured, but when we played the Ozzy show, I didn't have an Ozzy shirt, so the closest thing I had was the Motley Crue Shout the Devil shirt because they opened for Ozzy on that tour, on his Bark at the Moon tour.
That's clever.
Sure.
That's the closest. So that's the first and second time I wore it, the pilot and the Ozzy tribute show.
Good planning on your part.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it was unintentional.
Oh,
that was a good job.
Thank you.
We're gonna get more into the Ozzy show. So anyway, the good news is this pilot, they anticipated the editing to be done at the end of the week. And so I'm feeling like the next time you guys see us on the air, it's going to be us airing that. Yeah. And we'll get into how all that's going to go down later. Also, Identity merch. Todd Cook is the guy that made that interview with John.
I love Identity merch.
I do too. He made the interview with John Humphrey possible from Seether, so we appreciate him.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you, Todd. He runs our online store. If you want some Tulsa Music Stream merch, you can go to our Tulsa Music Stream Facebook page. Click shop now, pick up a t-shirt, kind of like the one I am wearing tonight right here. Or you can get a hoodie. Boom. You can get a hoodie or a long sleeve t-shirt, even though it's getting ready to
Or
be
you can get
warm.
both.
You could. I've actually worn both the jacket and shirt at the same time, and I got stopped and said, "What's that?" So, it's a good opportunity to tell people what we do. So I have yammered enough. What do y'all want to start with, the pilot or the Ozzy show? You pick.
Ozzy, since we just left off of that.
So, guys, how was it? Was it as good as the Van Halen? Was it better? What were your experiences like?
I wouldn't say it was better, but it was different than the other. I mean, but still good. You know what I mean? I mean, it was pretty awesome. They both were awesome, but it was like a different flavor, I guess.
You think it's just because the music itself, or
probably? Van Halen was, you have to understand his death just happened,
right?
So it was a little more surreal.
Yep.
Like that we're actually having to do this sort of thing, but it was still magical at the same time. But it was fresh. With the Ozzy thing, it's been a long time with Randy's death, and we're just basically celebrating, Ozzy's. We just can't do Randy Rhoads because he's only got 2 albums out,
Right.
And then of course Jakey Lee's only got 2 albums, so we had to do Ozzy all together, and then. And his is just more dark, and then the Black Sabbath was more dark, but the fans got into it, and it was really cool, and it was fun, kind of waiting around for you to get up and do your song and then cheer everybody else on, you know. That was really the cool thing about all these types of tributes is just kind of motivating each other and rooting for them when they're on their stage. So
100%, yes. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it was a blast. It was cool to get to play with musicians that you don't normally play with. I being a Randy Rhoads freak, which I'm sure you can tell by the last 2 days on Facebook, I was fortunate. I got to play I think it was 6 Randy Rhoads songs. Well, the bass. I played the bass on him.
Rest in peace, by the way. Today was his.
Today was the day Randy died in 1982.
Crazy.
It's been a long time. It's really weird. Man.
Crazy.
I think
crazy plane.
I think part of his aside from his playing, part of the mystique about him is just maybe the way he died and stuff, and I don't know, but man. So yeah, I got to play on about 6 Randy Rhoads songs, so that was really cool because I've loved those songs off those 2 Ozzy albums for a long time. So it was really cool. It was great. A lot watching everybody else tear it up, and so many great guitar players and so many friends.
Derek Thrasher's in the chat room, and he rocked.
What's up, Derek Thrasher?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it was an awesome time, man. I think everybody had a really good time, just like the Van Halen show.
Yeah, and like you guys said, I feel like the same spirit of camaraderie and supporting each other, it transferred perfectly from the Van Halen show to this one. I didn't see any difference in attitude at all. It was just that, big love all the way around.
You know, what's ironic about it is Van Halen opened up for Black Sabbath.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
On their first tour or something like that.
Yeah.
It was blowing their doors are wide open.
Right. So
down or whatever.
We can tell you guys, it is looking like the next one will be Motley Crue. So I believe that's just in the beginning, putting together stages. If you are a musician and you can handle your own, I mean, you really, I don't mean to be offensive when I say that, but if you're going to, try to get in on one of these shows, make sure you can handle the parts.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, people may not know how good, other musicians are, even though they may get a little upset that they're not getting invited and things like that. Get in the groups and stuff like that, kind of get in the circle and but it's all about getting the right talent up on that stage to pull this shit off, because it's in a blink of an eye. You're up there and then it's done, and then you gotta switch your guitars, you gotta know your shit, and it's like the crowd's pumped up.
It's nerve-wracking.
And it's not like you're just gonna get some guy who's been in the bedroom for you have for 3 years and then suddenly wants to get up there and play Bark at the Moon.
Sure. Yeah, you go ahead, Nine. You got something
no,
to say?
I'm just agreeing with what he said.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You just have to. What we're trying to say is it's kind of a pressure-packed situation. You're not on your own gear. You're on backline gear, so you've got to be able to adapt to that. You can't really mess with the volume levels on the amp.
They literally put tape over the volume control knobs,
Spinal Tap
on both the bass and the guitar amps. So
okay, so we kind of know who would turn up the guitar amp. That would be like Eddie Bishop or somebody like that.
He likes it loud.
And then who would be the guy that would turn up the bass amp?
Well,
would that be Thrasher?
I got a confession for you. So right before
you undid the tape, didn't you?
No, listen. Right before we started playing, so we did a couple song sound check prior to the doors opening, and right afterwards, I noticed how close the bass cabinet was to my back, and it's all I could hear. So I lifted that tape up and I turned the volume down.
Wow, that's rare.
And I told that to Clint Knott, and I said, Clint, how many times you hear somebody tell you they turned their amp down for you? I did it for me because I couldn't hear the guitars or anything. So, man, the bass was thumping, and it's literally 2-3 feet behind you. So, yeah.
Well, that's okay. I don't think soundmen mind it too much when we turn down.
No, they appreciate that.
They probably do. I think they'd rather we have it on 0.
And that's not the normal for me. I mean, I don't turn up all the time. I just don't normally turn down.
Right.
Well,
so anyway, Crew is coming. We have somewhat, when I say we, the 3 of us, possibly Mark Mortensen, depending on his ability to do it. We've been asked to kind of spearhead that. We're contemplating if we want that or not. I've already expressed.
Scott's a dick. He didn't let me in on it.
Right. Right.
That's the thing. When you lead these, you're the guy that everybody, or the gal that everybody gets mad at if they don't get picked. So,
I wanted to sing Hooligans all day. That prick.
Right. So we're debating if we want that monster or not. If we take it on, I think it's going to be leading by committee rather than one person, because I don't know how Josh and Homer do it. And I asked Homer, I said, how do you guys organize these things? He said, well, they kind of just fall into place. And I kind of was like, man, how is that possible? But that's what he said.
Yeah, everybody comes together.
For me, it's like if they don't join into like the group, and just kind of voice their opinion on stuff, and then they were never in that group, then what else can you do?
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you want in and you've got the chops, be aggressive about it. Don't be
Aggressive.
B-E, aggressive. But don't be a jerk about it, you know? I mean, like, just say, hey, I really would like to do this. Anyway, let's just see how it goes. But we do think that is the next one on the agenda. I had originally heard they're shooting for May to do it, but that's all fluid, so don't hold me to it. We'll see.
But that'll be really cool though too. Just I mean, again, just the chance to do these tribute shows to these
and
artists.
then to jump into the pilot show, I mean, we had a camera guy running around there at the Ozzy show doing some interviews with some people. You know, we didn't get as many as I actually kind of wanted, but you know, it's not going to be a very long segment on that anyway.
No.
But you know, it's still going to be kind of cool to something that we could you know, kind of branch or kind of attached to the actual stream. You know?
Oh, for sure. Now, before we start talking about the stream, I do want to show the folks some cool pictures. There's Scott. Jennifer Biddle grabbed a great shot of him doing
I
his
look like
thing.
I'm going, hey, what's going on there, guys?
No, you don't.
Crooked eye, crooked
You got
face.
the crowd singing. I like that shot.
I need a cigar.
No, you don't. And then here's 9. There's the crew shirt you were just talking about.
Yeah, that's making the second appearance there.
That's
There
making
it
love.
It hasn't made a third one yet.
Right. And then I love this pic. This is actually by a guy named Super Darren Edwards.
Is that the crowd?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
y'all.
Yeah,
That's them looking at us.
That's all y'all.
that's you looking at me.
I thought maybe
you
I
looking
thought
at
maybe
me looking at you.
Tom Green is up there singing Black Sabbath right there.
I think he's placing a long distance call if you look at his hand right there. But anyway, it was another fantastic night. I think our city is off and running to making a name for itself with these tribute shows. I don't know. Of course, there's no way to really know, but to my knowledge, no one in this area is doing anything like this. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm proud of our city because I told Tom this. I know we're spending a lot of time talking about this, but I said to Tom, I feel that these shows are super important because, you know, COVID really just took it out of people. COVID mentally and emotionally. And these shows, I'm on the sideline. I'm watching the crowd as much as I'm watching you guys, and I see people just releasing and they're singing and they're shutting their eyes. So it's a healing thing, and I hope we can just keep doing it.
Well, people want to rock around the clock, all right? You know,
why wouldn't you?
I listen. I've been trying to figure it out for years, and I can't come up with anything. But no, yeah, you're right, man. The crowd really was.
They wanted it.
They appreciated it a lot.
They did.
They want their rock and roll.
Yeah, a lot like that Journey song. They were like open arms.
Right.
Faithfully. I thought you were going to say faithfully.
So let's spend a few minutes talking about our experience with the pilot, and then we're going to call Jennifer Ashford. So Jennifer, if you're watching, thank you for bearing with our lengthy opening here. But
Bearing with our bears.
we will be calling you shortly. But I want to talk about the pilot episode and what an interesting experience that was. We shot it at Lenny's. What did you guys think when you first walked in?
Seether.
And
I mean, I thought about Seether.
That was unreal.
I thought about Lenny and Squiggy.
Why? Why?
Because Lenny's, where was Squiggy?
Oh.
No, what I think it was so cool to
We should do our next pilot at Squiggy's.
to see the whole setup move to somewhere else, you know,
Right.
Because it's always been right here,
Right.
And to see the crew setting it all up and the couches and the tables and our little assigned positions and just everybody working real hard. I
Right.
mean, it was like a big production.
Yeah,
It was really cool, and everybody worked great together. It
They
was
did.
total teamwork, and everything went really smoothly.
It did.
Yeah. I mean, X marks the spot. I mean, we all knew where we had to be
Right.
at all times.
It was
And
very organized. Yeah. I mean, GregShipman.com and his team, they just, like he said, they worked so hard and just put together this amazing set. And then the band Severed Mind, bless their hearts, they were there all day with us, just waiting to do their thing. And those guys rocked their songs. I think we've got three songs, or did they do 3 or?
I think they did 3.
It was 3. It was
Yeah,
3
3.
songs.
and then he was up on stage doing Ozzy. So, you know, he gets a little bit of all that.
Oh yeah, you got to interview the band.
No, Thad was up on
Thad
stage
was.
doing Ozzy. He started
Oh,
off the show.
sorry.
Oh yeah, I did get to interview the band. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was odd because I'd never been in a position where I was like a guy holding a microphone asking questions before. That was the first time, so that was a little odd for me. It was it was really cool, man. You know, it was like surprisingly we did the first interview with 3 people and it just went really smoothly.
Smooth.
There was not a glitch. There was nothing. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys will see. It's
Having
Yes.
Lynn Hernandez and Kozak in the same room together,
That was awesome.
next to each other, talking about their
holding hands.
their their
Radio.
their radio lives that they had here in Tulsa. I mean, talk about radio legends right there.
Right.
I mean, Tulsa legends right by each other.
And
Separate stations. Big fan base. Everyone loved them. So
This
or
is
loves them.
This is a perfect spot to tell you Lynn is in the chat room, and he just said, my experience was awesome too. So honored you asked me to be a part of it. It was great seeing Greg and John and how you guys do your thing. Very professional project. Can't wait for the next one. So awesome.
Thanks,
John
Lynn.
Humphrey from Seether
Love
was
you.
really cool. He was
John
really
was
nice.
very cool. It was
you
great
know?
talking Kiss with him. I loved it, man.
Yeah, he's a big Kiss fan.
Yeah.
He does a lot of he likes doing streams and things like this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool that we got to kind of mingle with him.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But also just having some of the local bar owners kind of just chatting it up about the local music scene and how they have
Right.
to run their business and putting up with people like us. It was really cool to have them as well. Ashley from Cimarron and
Right.
Jeff from Lenny's.
And
What did you
Eric.
think of it?
Squiggy.
I was blown away by so many different elements. I was blown away. Like you've mentioned, the professionalism of the crew, the setup, the cameras, everything was so professional. I think what kind of blew me away the most, and I don't mean this to sound like I'm patting ourselves on the back. I expected us to go in there and just be nervous, like, and I think, we didn't have to stop one time on any of those 3 interviews.
And
it
you
just went.
There was not an F word muttered through the whole show.
Thank you.
Or shit. I think I might have said hell or damn.
Yeah, I think
Those-
I think something would have thrown it came out of my mouth.
Those are a little more
Pecker.
permissible. But when you're going to pitch it to an ad
Well,
agency.
you got to go
right?
back, and someone had mentioned in one of the previous streams about they didn't like all the cussing, and I was like, well, fuck. What do you want me to do? It's just natural speak.
Listen,
You
can't please them all. It is what it is. And that's okay.
but that's okay. And, she can.
Hey, thank you guys for being in the chat room with us,
Yes.
the Tulsa Music Stream. And again, I want to throw that out there to make sure you share this on your pages so
Please.
more people, more friends can check it out and go, oh, wow, cool. I didn't know that there was a stream here in Tulsa that talks about local music and, and whatevers.
Whatever's.
Whatever's.
Thank Jim Millette for being in the chat room.
Jim
Stevie-
Gillette is in the chat room?
Yeah.
Stevie Shea Holt.
Or was it Mollet?
What's up, Stevie?
Stevie Shea Holt.
Stevie wants it on that Motley Crew.
John Gates. How you doing,
I
buddy?
think there's Eddie Bishop.
Eddie
Hey,
Bishop. We were just talking about him. Karen Jackson, how you doing? John Gates again. Daniel Dunk Hughes.
Woohoo, Kent
Gordo's in the house. Denise, how you doing?
Good evening.
Wayne Adams is in the house.
Wayne.
Nice. Faith No More.
Let me
Thank
see
you.
if I can pronounce this name. Kent Van Buskirk. I hope I got that right.
Jason from Mudflux is in, and you guys are opening up for Texas.
Texas
We're,
Heavy
we're
Coalition.
playing like the something festival. I can't remember what it's called. He's going to shoot
Oh.
me for not remembering what it's called. But it's in Durant, Oklahoma. I think it's next month, and then we're playing on the Friday night.
Yeah.
It's like a whole weekend thing.
That'll be
Wow.
fun. I just saw that flyer.
That's neat. Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
too. Let's get our.
420 music festival or something like that.
You guys are gonna like eat barbecue at that event, right? That's the thing.
I'm going to eat whatever they make me eat.
Isn't that what 420 stands for? Barbecue.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I thought it was just the time we go on.
Oh, it probably is that too.
Yeah.
Hi Yandy. How you doing?
Let's get our girl on the phone. I cannot wait to. I've never met Jennifer Ashford in person, but we're getting ready to hear her story. 5-time cancer survivor. She's been through a lot, and she's rocked the Oklahoma City scene. So we're going to hear her story here in just a moment. Again, like Scott said, please help share the stream because that's how we get the word out about what we're doing, how we're trying to support Tulsa music and everybody involved with it. So we are going to dial her up on the phone right now.
Maybe.
Maybe we are. I do have her number on the sheet also if you need to punch it in manually.
Well.
It's all good. I'm sorry. We'll keep talking. It's okay. What are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing this weekend?
Yeah.
Probably going to visit the Grand Canyon. Then
What?
probably head over to Moscow to catch a music peace festival.
It's are you going to get in a fight with Doc McGee?
No.
Punch that little guy out?
He's a little older now. So.
Uh-oh.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
do I have to dial
Check the
one?
number
Yes, you
and
do.
dial again.
Try again. And
No
don't
es
feel
posible
pressure,
realizar.
because we're just going to fill time.
Just pick up that phone and hit
See,
those
that's
buttons.
why they
man.
didn't ever add the one, so that was
Yeah,
my
add that
problem.
one. One is very crucial. Moscow Music Peace Festival.
Remember when you have to call people and as a teenager on the phone at your mom and dad's house, and you went, oh, I forget that. Here we go.
I wanted to hear that story.
Hello?
Hi, Jennifer. How you doing? Welcome to Tulsa Music Stream. It's glad to have you on.
What's going on, girl?
How you doing?
How are you guys doing?
We're good. Scott, can you turn her up just a
No,
little?
she just needs to talk louder.
Oh, no, turn her up. Turn her up. What is
Am
going
I not
on?
talking loud enough?
No, it's not you. It's us. You know.
That's a
We're
George
gonna blame
Costanza line.
I hear
God,
somebody
Mom.
yelling, but I don't know who the hell that is.
Well,
That's her fans behind her.
that's her fans. That's her fans.
Your biggest fans are behind me.
You know we love that guy. Okay, so I want to say I haven't gotten to meet you in person, but it's nice to meet you over the phone. How are you doing?
Yes. I am doing well right now. Absolutely well. Yes.
You sound great, and you have quite a story, and I know that your musical journey and your health stuff, it intertwines, but because I don't know you very well, and I want our viewers to get to know you better, let's kind of start off with your music journey, because as I read your bio, I can tell you're a very passionate woman, you're very driven, and when you decided it was time for you to get involved in music there in Oklahoma City, you were guns a-blazing, girl. And so I want to hear how exactly, like what motivated you to get this going, and how exactly did you break into the scene in Oklahoma City?
Okay. Well, actually, what actually happened was I had just went through a stem cell transplant in 2012, June 2012. And after months and months of getting myself back together, working on getting my strength back, I had a idea of, you know what, I am ready to chase my dreams.
Nice.
I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Mm.
And I remember walking into Guitar Center, and at that moment in my life, I was literally walking around with a bandana, and I didn't care. You know, I didn't have my hair back, and yeah, I didn't care at all, honestly. And I walked in. I was like, can you point me to what I need to do? I need the best mic. I need the best PA, because I am ready to do this.
Wow.
And so I grabbed everything I needed and went home and worked on it and getting my strength back in my lungs. And it took me several months. But at that moment, I said, you know what? I'm ready to do this.
Wow.
I need a band. So I was so driven. And honestly, I think that anybody that goes through anything so traumatic, it drives you,
Right.
you know?
Yes.
And so I was completely night and day, just working on accomplishing that, you know?
So cool.
So that was the beginning of it.
Wow.
Now you have
So to
actually
speak, yeah.
you've done some things with Cat Radio out there in Oklahoma City. Did you ever go in the Cat studio and do a recording live on in the?
I did.
What studio do they call that? Studio something, but
I'm not sure.
You know, I don't know the name of the studio, but I remember doing the interview with Turbo and with another Oklahoma City original band, and I will never forget, man. It was amazing. It was the best interview ever.
cool.
Honestly, I had no idea how any of that happened.
Wow.
It was just a few months, to be honest, man.
Yeah.
It was a few months
The
of
reason-
just busting my, butt.
Sure.
And God, I remember walking in the studio going, how did this just happen?
That's incredible.
The reason why I brought that up is because back in the day when I was in Sybil's Machine, we did like an interview and did like a recording in the studio, and it was the most tightest a lot of tension because it was separated, very
Oh,
separated kind of
sure,
thing. You know,
sure.
the behind the glass and the drums were behind. You know, all that stuff. And I think I was like in some other little room. It was just very, very odd.
Yeah.
But it was a weird experience.
Really lucky because, man, I just walked in, and honestly, it was just me alone, and walking in with a band I just met, and they were going to be interviewed also. But I got really lucky. It was totally laid back, and we just sat in there just talking about music, and the most rewarding feeling was when they played, original song, and I just was like in awe. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience.
Sure.
For sure.
Sure.
So you talked about you got the in 2012. What happened to you? So that happened to you, and then that is what motivated you to chase your dreams. Am I correct?
Absolutely, man. I tell you what, it was. I think a lot of people that go through something so traumatic, man, and going through cancer, it changes your life completely. And I think what my thing was, it was therapy for me.
Right.
It was like, I got to hurry, I got to do this.
Right.
So keep in mind, I did not know anybody, not one person,
Right.
in the Oklahoma City music scene at all. I knew nobody.
Right.
Wow.
And so I just decided, I took it upon myself, and I just started going and watching live bands play, watching female front women play. And I was so freaking inspired to do it. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something to shake things up a bit.
Right.
And I wanted to wake everybody up and say, hey, here I am, and let's go.
So
you
how
know?
how did you feel?
I just-
How did you feel you did that, Jennifer? Like what was your goal to set yourself apart from the other stuff that was going on there in the city?
Honestly, I wanted to put a show on, I
Right.
wanted to be a show.
That's
I
important.
wanted to be something that people come to, that they'd be like, oh my God,
Right.
that was a show.
You didn't want to be
That
just
wasn't
another bar band.
No, not at all.
And I'm right
that
there
was
with
my
you.
first goal.
Right.
Awesome.
I did not ever want that 100%. I wanted to, my intentions were, hey, man, I want to write my own songs because I have a lot of shit to say.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And, I had a lot of shit to say.
That the reason why I reached out to
Anybody was ready for that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons why I wanted to reach out to you to get you on this stream was, you were on my friends list on Facebook, and I would see, all of your pictures and stuff of you performing live, and all the different outfits that you would wear, and all the different hairstyles that you would do, and everything like that, which I think is very important in how you, created these different images of yourself, per show. It wasn't the same look every single time, which a lot of us kind of fall into that trap sometimes, but you always kind of kept it fresh and kept it new, and so, your pictures always kind of like, were, something to, stop and look at. And then, and then of course, the other stuff that happened and stuff. So, I just wanted to let you know that a lot of that, is eye catching.
Right.
Sure.
You're doing it right.
Well, thank you. I have to tell you that, my biggest thing was I just always knew I wanted to be on stage
Right.
as a little kid, Always, always, always. I wanted to, if I could make people forget about the shit in their life for 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours,
Yes.
if I can make them happy, then my goal was done.
That's so
And
awesome.
But my thing was, when I first started, I just didn't care. I didn't care what anybody thought. I was going to do whatever I wanted. And I was really naive,
Right.
so to speak. I really was. And so, a lot of life lessons.
Sure.
But, but still, to this day, I just do what I feel, man. And if that helps somebody, then God, thank you. That's what I was wanting to do, man. I want them to feel what I'm feeling,
Yeah.
no matter what I'm singing, what I'm doing. because the most important thing to me at the time was I want this to be the best show, man.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was the lowest budget.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Honestly.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of props, and I was just a big nerd, and I didn't care. I was like, I was just a big dork, and I was like, hey, man, this is fun.
Well, so
And I had to be honest, I didn't think anybody was paying any attention to me whatsoever. I had no idea.
And obviously they
The
were.
impact.
They were paying attention. Now, I want, like I said, I want to educate myself on you. Who are your big influences, and what does your band sound like?
Okay. Well, I mean, first of all, I wouldn't be a female if I didn't say Janis Joplin, for God's sake.
There you go.
That's so cliche, but it's true, man.
Sure.
And, Nina Simone, because her thing was, my God, she had every word in her songs had so much feeling.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted you to feel everything,
Right.
So, and I have to tell you, there's so many, for God's sake, Linda Ronstadt, Pink.
I knew she was going to say
Linda
Pink.
Perry.
That's the picture.
Jesus,
The
I
picture
know.
the picture on the screen
Right.
looks like a Pink
Man,
influence
I
there.
tell you what,
How many people always walk up to you
Yeah.
and go, "Hey, will you play some Pink?"
man, I have to tell you, all the time. People at the grocery store are like, oh my God, you look just like Pink. I'm like, really? No.
Never heard that
So
before.
yeah, man. I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Right.
But yeah, no, man, I got to tell you, yes, man, because I think the women, I come from a long line of strong, determined women. And, that's a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing for the women that influenced me. And honestly, do you guys, I know this is going to be a stupid question, but do you remember the Runaways?
Oh,
Of
absolutely.
course.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
We're
have
old.
to
We're
tell
old.
You, it's like a 2-second, my God, right? I did Cherry Bomb forever. And
So
I have
cool.
to tell you this, yeah, seriously. And this one time in my life, in my little bubble, I had the audacity, which I'm glad to do it now, but I messaged Sherry Curry, and I was like, hey, man,
Whoa.
how do you deal with it, even though I'm not apples and oranges, man,
Right.
But I messaged, I was like, I'm just going to message her, whatever. So I messaged her, and I was like, hey, man, how do you deal with all the crap, all the, people that don't like you and all this crap? She was like, Jenny, she messaged me back, first of all, and
Wow.
I fell on the floor. I was like, oh, my God, she messaged me back. She knows who I am.
Wow.
So, yeah, no, she messaged me back. She was like, Jenny, stick to your guns.
There you go.
Don't let anybody ever change you.
Nice.
Do what you do. It's working. And I was like, oh, my God.
That sounds
That's
very
cool.
And that
Runaways.
Man, I tell you what. Yeah, that made my whole life. I was like, she acknowledged me.
That's
So cool.
Well,
Now-
Jennifer, you have
That
some,
was
you
pretty
have
cool, man.
you have quite a cheerleading squad here in the chat room for you.
Yes.
Girl named Laura Bell, she's in here. She's
Oh,
in the
my
chat
God.
room.
I love her.
Jamie Bradley says Oklahoma City Limits was my home
Man.
away from home. Miss seeing you on stage.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Here's
Anita
I love
Cas-
all you guys.
Anita Castillo says
That's my girl right there.
she says
Yes,
Jenny
yes,
rocks.
yes.
Nice.
Yeah, there's quite a few
That's
people
my
in here.
best friend.
So okay.
Man, I tell you what. Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, okay.
Sorry.
I'm
over talking you, Jana.
No, we're good. We're good. Before we get into some of the health stuff, I want to ask you, because a lot of times if we get people on here either from Oklahoma City or familiar with the Oklahoma City scene, we ask them to compare it to Tulsa's. How would you compare the two yourself?
Oh, man.
You got to be careful with this one, huh?
I'm trying to be very careful right now.
You can always say no comment too.
I don't know. I have to say, when I first started coming to Tulsa, it was in the midst of COVID. So
Oh, wow.
I was fortunate enough, a few weeks ago, I went to see a live band, and I was so freaking inspired
Wow.
by their authenticity. And the front man was, my God. amazing.
Cool.
Jesus. Anyway, but you know, it's been so different the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You know, I can't compare it right now because
Sure.
I feel like I have to say no comment right now.
That's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine. You know, we've had people.
Honestly,
I plead the fifth.
I probably have to say no
My
comment
fifth.
because it's so
Sure.
different.
I understand. I do.
So different. So different.
It's been a long time since I played in Oklahoma City, but I
Man,
remember.
Janet, I have
Yes.
to tell you, man, honestly, Rocklahoma, when you played, oh my God. When you were on, I was there that year.
Really?
And my God, yes.
Wow.
And I remember thinking, gee, look at this chick right now.
Ah,
I
that's
didn't
funny.
know you. I didn't know you.
You talking
But I
about
thought,
the banner?
This chick.
Are you talking about the Star Spangled
Yes.
Banner? Man,
I
girl,
am,
that was
yes.
so crazy. I didn't even know I was going to do that
I
till the
know.
morning of.
First of all,
That was so.
I don't even know what day that was. to
It
be
was the start of the
honest,
festival,
but-
and Scott and I distinctly remember. Scott and I are preparing for like a lazy day. We've got Taco Bueno, and we're ready to chow down. And we get the call from Doug Burgess.
Oh my God.
He says, "Can you be at the main gate in like some crazy ridiculous
Oh,
amount of
my
time?"
God.
So I jump in the shower for like 3 minutes and try to put myself
First
together.
of all, where was your shower at? I want to know where your shower was.
No, we were home.
Because
Here-
I needed a shower.
No, girl, we were home. We were here in Tulsa. So I'm scrambling.
That's not fair.
No, girl. I scrambled to get there. And if you see the pictures, I look like a slouch, but I did the best I could.
I
So-
drove so
No,
frantically
I was
the
there.
whole time.
No, you did amazing.
Thank you, sweetie.
Whatever.
Thank you, sweetie.
Well, Laura Bell.
I just remember seeing that, going, "Oh my God!"
You're sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You killed it. It
Thanks.
was amazing.
Thanks, hon.
Karen Jackson in the chat
You're
room.
welcome.
Karen Jackson in the chat room says, "Tell her Drew and I are watching." And then Donnie
Oh my God.
Donnie Chastain says, "Jenny
Johnny
rocks."
Chastain.
Chastain.
Johnny Chastain's from Blade Runner Radio.
Oh,
Satellite.
sweet.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Hey, you know-
Donnie.
I there used to be a couple of little clubs in Oklahoma City that I played. One of them was the Samurai,
Love the Samurai.
and then the other one was the Blue Note.
Yes.
And
Oh my
it's
God,
been
the
several
Samurai.
years since I played those places. Are they still around?
And Boar's Head.
Yeah.
Boar's Head.
The Boar's Head.
Sounds like
Well, I have to tell you that I wasn't old enough to know what
I
the
mean,
Samurai
me.
was.
Wait, me either.
But I have to tell you this really stupid story that it was like, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Can't really tell you. But my really good friend, Terry Timmons, which she's a front woman for Mean Street in Oklahoma City, she's like, no, you have to come. Okay. So she's like, oh, my God, you have to enter the Hot Mama contest. So at this point, I'm like, whatever,
Nice.
blah, blah, blah. And
Funny.
then she's like, and I want it. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but whatever, man.
That means you're a
Yeah.
hot mom.
That was on
Come
Thursday, and on Wednesday was Hot Man Contest, and I won one of those.
Big
Oh,
nerd.
wow. You and Jenny won the contest.
Hey, you know what? But I got gas money and burrito money for
You
the
were the man.
trip back for the band.
You were the man.
They
You know
were
what?
forcing
I
me to
didn't
get
even
up there and do that shit.
Any money.
Oh, that sucks.
I got gypped, man.
What the heck?
25 years later, I didn't win any money. I didn't care. Whatever. I was just like, you guys are stupid. I don't want to do this right now. I'm a songwriter. Whatever.
See, we talk about Tulsa a lot because
You
it's the
know?
Tulsa music stream, but it's really kind of cool to actually go
I
back and
know.
remember some of the stuff that went down in
Sure.
Oklahoma
Absolutely.
City.
Sure.
Because we had some crazy times out there.
So let's get into the kind of
I
the
can only imagine.
let's get into the
Okay.
kind of the heavy part of your story, and we're not going to spend a lot of time because you've battled
That's
this
okay.
and you've kicked its butt, and you've battled it again. You've kicked its butt. So just try to help those of us understand exactly what it's like to be told you have cancer, and then what it's like to beat it 5 times.
Okay. The first time was in 2006, June 2006. And at that time, they gave me 8 months to live.
Mm.
And I wound up beating it, going into remission within 5 months.
Wow.
Couple of years later, and honestly, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is one of those cancers that it's just a little creeper. It's a creeper.
Yeah.
It just has a lot to do with your whole environment. And really, they don't really know. But fast forward a few years, comes back, and then at that time, they were like, you're going to have a stem cell transplant. But luckily for you, I mean, it's not really lucky. It's like short straw every time, but you get to use your own stem cells.
Wow.
So you'll, harvest them, we'll freeze them.
Wow.
And you'll endure. I mean, nothing can prepare you for what you're fixing to do, you know?
Sure.
Going into stem cell transplant, and I survived it, and I came back a little early. And at that moment in my life, I was determined to do the Night the Light Walk, which was downtown Oklahoma City. And I had my transplant June 2012, and I walked that walk October.
Wow.
With no problem, with no hesitation, because I got up every single morning when I got home, regardless of how I felt. And I'd put my tennis shoes on, and I would go walk and get my strength up because I was determined.
That's awesome.
And at that point, I I think my kids were my inspiration.
Yeah.
My kids, I wanted them to see, it's a terrible, terrible struggle. But if you are positive and if you keep going, you are going to survive this.
So cool.
It's a lot of work, but you can get through it,
That's
So
inspiring.
it's a long line of those things.
Right.
To be honest. Yeah.
And I asked you if it was okay to mention this, and you said it was, but
Yes.
unfortunately it has come back again. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
And what
That
happened
sucks.
was, I know, right? A year and a half ago, I was dealt this shitty hand, it came back, but it came back with just freaking aggression.
Oh, girl.
And at that point, it was January 2020, and they told me, you have 6 weeks to 2 months to live.
Oh, Jen.
And
Wow.
I said, well, I don't want to drop the F-bomb, but I was pretty much, that's what I said.
Go ahead and say it.
I was like, first of all, tell my kids that shit,
Right.
and you can go fuck yourself.
There you go. Yep.
I didn't come this way for you to tell me that.
Right.
So at that point, make a long story quick, I said, I'm going to call MD Anderson. I'm going to go fly out to Houston, and they're going to tell me what I need to do. That's what I did. And, of course, at that point, they were like, don't know what to tell you. Your spleen sticking out. So I don't know.
Jeez,
I'm
girl.
like, okay, great. Thank you. Great. So I came home, and what was keeping me alive was my blood transfusions every single week. I had 42 blood transfusions.
Wow.
And
Shit.
so,
Holy hell.
yeah, I had 42 blood transfusions and had my lungs drained every week by a nurse. And just, honestly, I have to tell you, it was in August, and I went to my oncologist, and I expected them to say another blood transfusion. They were like, you don't have to have a blood transfusion. I was like, what? What are you talking about right now? So at that point, every week, my blood counts were going up and up and up and up. Had a PET scan, and he was like, I don't see any lymphoma.
Wow.
And it was spontaneous regression.
Wow.
And it happens. It happens. And I have to tell you, right before that happened, I was like, you know what? Honestly, I'm done. Ready to throw the towel in. And then that happened. And it just got better and better and better. And since then, until just around Christmas time, January, I started getting a little tired. And, he was like, this is the weirdest thing, I went in. He was like, okay, I feel lymph nodes. Had a PET scan. I'm like, yeah, I'm showing lymph nodes. 2 weeks later, he goes, your lymph nodes have shrunk. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know either, man. What the hell?
Man.
So, and then, of course, right now, my status is, it's here. It's not as bad as it was,
Right.
but I have options this time.
Okay.
And
good.
I'm much healthier
Very good.
than I've ever been in years.
Good.
So,
Well, it sounds
you know.
sounds
positive
cliche.
outlook. That was a
Yeah,
long story. You're welcome.
No,
well,
that's good.
I hope everything works out for the
Me
good
too.
for you, and
Me
everything can
You know
just
what? It's
vanish
going to.
and
It's
go
going to.
away,
Yes.
and that way we can get you back on stage and rocking and doing
Absolutely.
what you love to do.
Man, I tell you what,
tell
I'm
you
already.
what.
That's already happening. You know, I've
Awesome.
already collaborated, and I've already built I'm building a band together, and I've been writing, man. And
Sweet.
my focus, I have a sweet little. It's kind of like therapy, man. I've written so many songs, and the core of the songs are about feeling alive again, and
Nice.
feeling myself and breaking free, man. Breaking free from. When I say the chains, I'm talking about my past,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that I'm finally myself, and I
Right.
feel it feels amazing to
Well-
be myself and to sing.
Well, we're
Yeah,
definitely going to be keeping our eye out on,
Yes.
for you, and
absolutely.
you know, hopefully you come out here in Tulsa and get in the middle of the scene with us, and put on some hell
Absolutely.
of a shows.
Yes.
And go out there and kick some ass in Oklahoma City, and keep posting those pictures out on Facebook.
Thank you for your inspiring story.
Absolutely. Yeah, your story's incredible.
Just keep building your fan base. They seem to be all in here in the chat room and cheering you on. And Jamie Bradley says,
I love them all, man.
"Yep,
God, yes. And I have to say, man, real quick, that without all of the people and my God, all the amazing, beautiful people that have supported me through the years, and not just that, man, they have shared their stories with me, and you know, it has just been a positive thing, and I love them all so much. You know, I'm so thankful, so
listen,
grateful.
I can tell you are a beautiful person, and you and I are going to go grab some dinner just as soon as you can. And
We
gonna,
are.
We're going to get to know each other a lot better. Jennifer, thank you so much for coming on with us tonight. Your story is inspiring. We're all inspired by your fighting spirit and your passion for music. And like Scott said, we're going to be keeping our eye on you. So
Yeah.
please stay in touch with us.
And we also want to say hello to
I
all
love you
all your
guys.
friends
Love
in
you.
Oklahoma City from Tulsa. Hello,
Yes,
Oklahoma City.
Hello, I love all of you so much, and my God, thank you guys so much for your continued support and your prayers, and I'm
You
forever
bet.
grateful. I really am.
You
Awesome.
got it, girl.
Yeah.
You got it, girl. We love you, and we'll cut you loose for the night, but we will be talking to you real soon.
All right, love you guys.
Love
Thank
you.
you so much.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Awesome.
I have a new hero, so deal with it.
That was really cool. It's good to hear a story like that, you know? I mean,
Whew. Wow. Can you imagine 42
That's the
blood
problem. I can't
transfusions?
imagine.
That I can't either.
I can't even imagine half of that, 21.
And just to keep, like, you know, she says she keeps her tennis shoes on and keeps getting up and keeps getting up. I don't know that
Yeah.
I'd have that within me. I mean, that's
Some people just get tired of fighting,
Whew.
and she hasn't.
no, she hasn't. Go, Jennifer, go. We are in your corner all the
Is
way.
she still in the band called Chasing Jenny? Is
You
it
know,
still?
I should have asked her that. I mean, it sounds like she's continuing to write songs, and she's got a. I should have asked her that. Maybe if she hops in the chat room, she can
And
answer
just
that.
imagine I mean, with all of that alone is bad, right?
Yeah.
Health and everything.
Yeah.
But then you start getting financial
Oh,
issues.
Oh,
it's
man.
just a.
I mean, just the
avalanche.
shit just building up,
Oh,
building
man.
up. I wouldn't even imagine even looking at that.
I don't even want to.
Those bills for that.
I mean,
But
I don't know if there's an insurance out there, you know, that
Right.
could,
Right.
probably
that even
gets to
would
the
want to
point where-
touch that with a 10-foot
Yeah,
pole.
probably just gets to the point where you just start throwing the bills in the trash because you know you can't pay them. But you know, hopefully she's got great insurance. But what a girl! What an amazing girl! Thank you, Jennifer. That was amazing, guys. We're going to take a very short break, and
Does it have to be short?
Well,
Can it be long?
listen. You both have approximately 8 minutes to do your thing, but I want. Oh, good job,
I
Scott.
don't have a thing.
It's your thing.
Anyway, this part of the show to me is like one of the most important. If you don't tune out because this is so important. This is a tribute by Tim Hewitt, and it's beautifully done. It's his cover of "See You on the Other Side." I told Tim, I said, when I play this Friday night, I'm gonna have to walk away from it because every time I watch it, I lose it because
Is it Cover Boy?
No, it's not. I'm trying to
Lover guy.
I'm trying to tell a serious story.
No,
so
I'll talk about
Shush.
his CD.
We're going to talk
No,
about
that's something
We'll
different.
talk about that
Gotcha,
later
gotcha.
too, which is awesome, by the way. Anyway, I think and I didn't even know, like probably I don't know a lot of these guys, but as you're watching it and the picture by picture by picture just goes by, the gravity of the fact of holy crap, all of these people, these are our people in our scene that we've lost. It's tough, but it's beautifully done. So please watch this. This is Tim Hewitt's tribute to our fallen area musicians, and it's beautiful. So please enjoy this. We will be back in just a few minutes on Tulsa Music Stream. We're going to be calling Stephen Holt from Raucous, another inspiring, amazing survival story coming up. Yeah. Thank you for watching the stream. Please share it. Check this tribute out. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks so much.
Tulsa Music Stream.
Wow.
Good job, Tim.
All right. That was awesome.
Man, it's so hard to watch.
And
but
it goes together with this episode because we talked about
I
the
know.
Ozzy tribute and everything like that.
See how that works out?
And it all worked out. And he was the one that, he didn't get involved in the tribute at first, and then he showed up and was there and everything. And I was like, I say, why didn't he get involved? And he's like, by the time I was got in there, all the songs I really wanted to do were already taken and things like that. So anyways, welcome back to Tulsa Music Stream. I am Scott Squires. This is 9.
Hi, I'm 9.
And that is Jana Jordan.
it's true. It's not a lie.
And I saw her ID.
But again, Tim, thank you for that. It's so amazing. Love it.
Yeah, you did a killer job on that,
Yeah,
man.
good job.
Just
give him some love, everyone. There's a heart down there.
Very
Just
thoughtful
hit that
video.
son of a bitch and give him some love.
Pound that heart. I'm going to, boom, there's my heart.
There's my heart.
Wow, there's little St. Louis Cardinal caps all over the place.
Yuck.
That's so sweet. Stop, 9.
Huh?
Stop being mean.
I'm not being mean.
It can't always be about the Padres, okay?
It's going to be this year because they're good.
So are we.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's before we give Steve a call, let's acknowledge some of the folks in the chat. We have a nice group in here. Marty Pelton, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Marty.
My favorite's Libby Parker Thompson. She says, excellent tribute.
Yeah, she said Tim's voice is even better than Ozzy's. I think so too.
Ozzy would disagree, though.
Well,
But you can understand Tim when he talks. You can't understand Ozzy when he talks.
yeah, he's got that going for him.
Absolutely.
So, and he doesn't have a Sharon.
Yeah.
Sharon.
Tony Gotcher says, beautiful, Tim.
There's Denise Dossing.
Again, hello. Marty Pelton's in the house. Is so awesome.
You said that. I said hi already. I have to say it again
See?
now. Hi, Marty. How you doing?
Now, Lynn Hernandez says, dude, Tim's voice is spot on. Great remake of Ozzy's song. Hey, guys, sending love back from Jamie Bradley. Awesome. We love you guys.
So
we really do.
Here's Marianne Barenberg Adams. That is a long name, but she is a awesome lady.
Now, are those all maiden names?
I don't know. You have to ask her. She says, I had the honor of photographing the benefit for Darren Ray in Fayetteville. Libby says, excellent tribute. Bernadette Goodman, listen to this. See, girl, it hit me in a different place, but the same way. She says, when Tim originally posted his video, I was in the middle of the automotive aisle at Walmart. I stopped in my tracks to watch it on my phone. People walking past me probably wondering why I'm crying. It's a beautifully made bittersweet tribute. Amen to that.
Well, there's Seymour. Well, that was just her little emotion comments.
Yeah, it's okay.
But, yeah, really cool. Thank you.
Super good job.
For being in the chat room.
Definitely.
Libby reminds me of, kind of makes me hungry. I always think about the restaurant. Was it Libby's?
I don't know.
Was that a
that
restaurant?
That was
here?
Luby's.
Was it Luby's?
Libby's is like the canned fruit and stuff. So if you want some pineapple.
I thought there was a Libby's.
I don't know.
No,
if,
it was Luby. I never
did
heard.
Maybe
you
it
guys
was
eat at the
Luby's.
cafeterias here in Tulsa? Now you didn't get to Oklahoma till when?
Oh, the 80s.
Okay, so did you guys ever eat at that cafeteria? And it might have been Luby's, where if you got the kid plate and you cleaned all your food off, there was a little picture at the bottom of the plate. Did you remember
No.
that?
You know what I do remember
Sorry
is
you missed out.
some kind of crazy massacre that went on. Like I think it was, I want to say Waco, Texas, or something like
Yeah.
that,
Talking
in the
about-
Luby's. And everyone was standing in line with like the buffet or whatever, and someone just went right in there when had guns and was
probably
started
David
shooting
Koresh.
people.
He got him twice,
I
didn't
remember that.
Waco.
Years ago.
You know what Waco stands for?
he? Piccadilly.
What a cookout.
Wow.
We ain't coming out.
Piccadilly.
Man,
Hey,
that's
Piccadilly. I remember
terrible.
Piccadilly.
I'll bet that's where you could eat the
Piccadilly.
kids' plate and see the picture.
Now, what was that like? That the vegetable like tomatoes and all that? They call it pica de
Gallo.
Yeah.
Pico
yeah.
de Gallo.
Have you ever had pica de gallo? Pica de gallo at Piccadilly's?
No, I didn't. I had mashed
It's good
potatoes.
shit. It's their favorite.
I've had
thing on their menu.
one too many helpings of mashed potatoes in my life. That's for sure. You
Awesome.
guys okay? Did you enjoy your break?
I
did,
yeah, I
yeah.
did. I guess.
Okay.
It was 8 minutes of glorious something.
Was that really 8 minutes? Is that how long that song is?
No,
Oh, you
no.
just
I
made-
had something else lined up to
Oh.
fill space in case y'all like had to, go number 2 or whatever.
I went number 6.
What is that?
I'm not telling.
That's
Eight
that
Ball
like
says yes, definitely.
that's
See?
like a major organ transplant.
You know, I like that you
Organ.
You refer to the A ball every show. I really actually I think that's
What
I
was the
think it's a good
question?
aspect.
What was the question before you shook it?
I don't know.
We'll make one up.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're waiting. Then we're gonna call Steve. We've made him wait long enough.
Nah, let's just call him
I
and
think
get it
that's a good
over
idea.
with.
Get it over with.
Let's get it over. Let's
Hey,
get it on.
That is not what you meant. That is not what he meant.
Let's see here.
I think you mean get the silliness over with. Anyway, we're getting ready to call Steve Holt from Raucous. I hope I'm saying that right. It's not Ruckus. It's not Ricus. It's Raucous. So we're getting ready to call him and hear his unbelievable story about overcoming a month-long stay in the hospital with COVID.
Man,
Unbelievable.
I can't even imagine.
He was on a ventilator and everything.
I know.
It was.
He's a cool dude,
I
man.
think all of us kept up with that story.
Oh man, we did. What a great guy.
What a sad program we got going.
Well, no, it's inspiring.
It's inspiring, yes, but
Hello, this is Steve.
Steve.
hey, Steve, you sound great,
Leave
man.
a message and I'll get back
We
to you.
will. We will.
Hi, Steve. Your pizza's ready.
Hey, as soon as the beep, I'm waiting
What's
for the beep.
up,
I'm waiting
guys?
for the beep.
How you doing, bud? Hey, man, thanks
Yes,
for
sir.
thanks for coming on with us tonight. First things first, how do you feel?
I feel good.
You sound good. You sound good.
You picked
Hear
up
me?
pick up your bass guitar yet?
Oh yeah, yeah. It
Nice.
was kind of scary at first, and because I had brain fog, which it was kind of a frustrating situation because I forgot
Really?
a lot of rudiments, but it's came back to me. We got together last weekend, and it was like getting on a bicycle.
Great.
Good.
It's yeah,
That's-
it's
Is there anything that is not yet back to normal I mean, your memory is there, your playing skills are there. Is there anything that you're kind of like, all right, come on, let's get to 100%?
well, my walking and my balance, and I've got some stuff going on with my eyesight, but
Okay.
all in all, it's just a process. I mean,
Yes.
the doctors told me it's going to be probably 9 months before I get back.
Wow.
Get legs back underneath me. But,
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you told me this and it makes so much sense. You said you're going to have Teresa there with you because obviously for a big portion of this you don't remember it. So let's do this before you put her on. I want to go back
Okay.
to like the last thing you remember before you basically left us for over a month. What do you remember? What day was it? What were you doing and what happened?
Well, we rented the Dubai Kiss concert on New Year's Eve, and I was struggling to breathe that night. And then the next morning, there's no way. I was just feel like I was suffocating. And I told her, I said, we're going to have to go to the emergency room. I cannot breathe.
Jeez.
And she took me up there, and they, of course, they wouldn't let her in with me at that time. And they kept me, my blood or my oxygen level was like at 42.
Oh.
So I should have been dead. Yeah.
Oh.
And immediately they put me on a gurney and took me back to the back and had two different oxygen, on me, and they were just watching me real cautiously. And then that's about really, other than hearing the nurses yell at me to calm down, calm down, calm down. And that's about all I really recall. It was just a blur, and it was like a 40-day blur, to be truthful, just waking up and go ahead, I'm sorry.
There's just no way to calm down when something like that's going on. And then, I know nurses, that's their job to tell you that. But, man, I mean, I could imagine, like, you're freaking out, and it's probably making things worse, probably the more you're freaking out and the less, the less you can breathe, kind of situation. So I can totally understand that you're panicking and everything, and they're trying to calm you down. It's like, how am I going to calm down? I'm gonna, I feel like I'm gonna die, So I can just imagine the fear that you were going through at that point.
It was horrible. It really was. I went and got a COVID test, and it came back negative. So I'm thinking, okay, it's cool, but I might have the flu. And of course, it was right around Christmas time, and we were going to go to Teresa's mom and dad's. And I didn't want to carry anything to them down there, so I went and got another test, and it came back positive.
Wow.
And then, of course, Shay, my boy, and Teresa, they both got it. And while I was out, when I was in the hospital, and they went through it pretty easily, but it just attacked my lungs so bad because I have a negative blood type, and it latched itself onto me.
Wow.
Is that right?
Wow.
So is that something they told you that? Afterwards?
Yes, and everything is so new. Everybody didn't know, it's just this new disease, and they didn't even know how to, trial and error, so to speak. But yeah, that seems to be the case. When they had me on ECMO machine, they wouldn't transport me over to another hospital until they had some A negative blood on hand, and it took them 3 hours to get some to St. Francis.
Goodness.
Wow.
So it's probably it's probably a wise decision to figure out what type of blood you are.
Yeah, I have no idea what I am.
Most definitely.
Do you know?
I want to say O, but I might be
You guys
a B.
need to find out. I'm like you guys. I didn't know till last year. I'm O positive, but it's important to know that stuff. I mean, it really is.
Right.
So
you guys will breathe through it.
I think I'm type O negative.
So maybe this is a ridiculous question, but have you or are you going to get the vaccine?
I am.
Yeah,
I sure am.
me too.
I've got to wait for a while before the medications that they gave me while I was in the hospital to wear off, and then I'm going to do it. Yeah. I've never been in a hospital, and I've never experienced the expertise of the nurses and the staff that were taking care of me. And I mean, I'm about to tear up right now.
I understand.
They took such good care of me, and it was just amazing. And just talking to all the people, they were waiting in line to get the vaccine. And of course, I don't ever want to see anybody have to go through what I put my wife and my family through, and all the friends and everybody out there, lift me up in prayer. But, it was a miracle in itself. They call me a miracle man. And if it wasn't for my friends praying for me and my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ,
Amen.
I promise you, I wouldn't be here.
I believe that, Steve. I believe that. Now, listen, and I know Teresa has shared all this with you. When you were under, man, I mean, it was like daily updates, daily praying, daily thinking about you. There were so many people. I mean, word was traveling so fast about your journey. If you don't mind, if she's nearby, will you put her on for me?
She's right here.
Okay.
I got her on
speakerphone.
Hey, girl. How are you doing, Teresa?
I'm awesome.
Okay,
I'm
you
doing great.
You are awesome. Now, I want to know about this experience from your perspective. Here you practically nearly lose your husband. And, it's one thing when you're the person going through it. It's another thing when you're the person there in the hospital day after day worrying. I mean, the stress level, the anxiety. Kind of give us a sense of your journey during that. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it was like 42 days he went through this before he got to go home. What was this like for you?
Well, the day that I dropped him off at the hospital, I couldn't go in with him. I just had to open my car door and let him out, basically. And I pulled around to the underground parking, and I literally just lost it. And I was like, God, what do I need to help me fight this? What can I do? And it was plain as day. He said, you need prayer warriors. You need the whole armor of God because you're looking at a battle, and you need healing scriptures. And it was laid on my heart at that point. I thought, oh gosh, if Steve comes out of this, he's going to kill me for putting this on Facebook, but I need prayer warriors.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it was just, as you know, amazing how overwhelming and what a blessing it was for everybody that jumped in there and prayed for him. And,
Sure.
you know, he gave me a peace. It literally came over me, and he gave me a peace and let me know that I just had to not stand on my understanding or even what the doctor said, but to know that he would pull through it.
Right.
You know, and so I held on pretty strong. But on January 7th, I got a phone call, and it was a nurse from the hospital at St. Francis. And she said, Teresa, can you come get Stephen's wedding ring? Because we're going to be moving him to another hospital.
Okay.
And I said, what? And she said, just come up to the ICU floor and I'll explain things. And I get up there, and she said, the girl that had been so good to talk to me, you know, through this and help me, you know, talk to Steve, even though he was in a coma, at least they would let me, you know, talk to him because they think that he can hear you even when he's in a coma. And she came out and she said, I don't know why they called you, Teresa. She said, here's the situation. You know, he needs to be put on an ECMO machine, and there's a waiting list for this machine. It is so hard to get on it. And she said, he probably won't even get accepted. And at that time, I really just lost it.
Sure.
And so she said, let me talk to my floor nurse and see if you can come look at him through the window. And so they got me back there, suited me up in all the gear for the COVID, and I was able to see him for a second, and I just lost it. And they said, you know what? You're going to get to go in with him. And basically, I know this now. It was to tell him goodbye.
Wow.
And I was in the room, and I was praying with him. And a doctor walked by, and he looked, and he did a double take because I'm in a place where I shouldn't be. And he motioned for me to come out. And when I went to pull my hand out of Steve's, now granted, Steve's in a coma and he's paralyzed, I had to pry my hand away from his.
Oh my goodness.
It was amazing. It was just amazing. I knew right then that God was going to take care of it all, even at how bleak it looked. And I walked out, and sure enough, there he was, and he let me see Steve's x-rays, and it was like polka dots. The COVID had attached to his lung and just deflated all of the little sacs. And I'm going to try to make it short. But anyway, he says he got accepted for the machine, and ma'am, they're on their way here right now. And I turn and I look out of the corner of my eye, and here it's like a movie. There's 3 surgeons walking down the hall with a gurney and a team of 6 nurses to do the surgery right there and transport him.
Wow.
Yeah. So I met the doctors that was going to do the surgery. They were nice to me. They explained everything to me. But one doctor, he looked at me and he said, I'll tell you right now, this is the very last hope for your husband. And if it doesn't work, you're going to be having to looking at signing a DNR.
Oh, sweetie.
And at that point, I just looked at him and I said, you do what you can do and God's going to do the rest.
There you
and
go.
I walked out of there and they took him over to the heart hospital, and those CVICU nurses are literally miracle workers in themselves.
Wow.
So, you know, as my journey, I would keep everybody updated best I could. I had my moments, but God carried me through it.
And I want to thank you for those updates on the Facebook page because, you know, we're all watching and we're all waiting for updates. And I know that you can only get so many updates yourself, and you know, so there was only so much that you can update, and probably, you know, it takes a lot of strength and time and a lot of, you know, a lot of work on your own heart, you know, just having to post this type of stuff. But, you know, during all that time, then I got COVID. So, you know, reading everyone's posts, it scared the shit out of me. But at the same time, it gave me hope. You know, once I got diagnosed with it myself, and then I'm reading other people's posts that, you know, other musicians, Tulsa musicians who were passing away and they were leaving us, and I was freaking out. And it was like, you know, I would go to their pages after they were gone and just watching like every step of the way on how they, you know, progressed and what they did to keep themselves afloat. And so I went out and I went to, you know, you actually helped me feel a little bit better about things is when you told me to go get a thing for my finger to check my oxygen.
Yes.
And my oximeter or whatever they call those things, and we went and bought a bunch of just everything that we possibly could, and thank God, that I just want to say thank you for all your updates because it helped me, and it was a scary situation as well for me. So thank you so much.
Yes, definitely.
Well, you're very welcome, and thank you guys for your support. Jana, you had posted a thing on January 6th, actually, that just resonated with me, and I actually hung it on my refrigerator, and I would read it daily, and it would help me get through so much. It was just amazing to me.
That's so great.
The way people reached out, but he's my high school sweetheart. We've been together since we were 15, so
that's cool.
he's my everything.
Right.
So
well,
I'll turn it back to you.
That's great. I definitely wanted your perspective, and that's just so incredible, and it's so inspiring, and it just proves the power of prayer and all of us coming together. And I can say this to both of you, it's not that Scott and I know you guys that well, because Steve helped us out tremendously over the summer when we were going through transition and our band members. We didn't get a whole lot of time with him, but we got enough time with him to know what an absolute
cool guy, just a jewel, just a sweetheart. Yep.
He would bend over backwards and
loved his heavy metal, loved to golf.
Yeah. And so we kind of just fell in love with him. It's like, you know what, maybe he's not going to be in our band, but I want to get to know that guy. I want to hang out with him and have some fun.
And we did make plans to where when he was going to come through, we said if he comes through and everything's well, we're all going to go bowling.
For sure.
And so we still have to go eat some greasy pizza and go bowling.
Definitely.
Wash your hands.
Definitely.
Right. A lot of bowling balls with a lot of germs.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's gonna, Stephen. That's gonna make your next show feel like the first one again, man. It's gonna be like, gosh, a long time. It's gonna feel like a long time since you've done that, and it'll probably be a really, really good moment for you.
Oh, definitely, man.
I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna practice this weekend. We're gonna, try to just get things sharpened up. But yeah, we hadn't played in, since December, and Eddie and Jeff and I, we just got together in the jam room last Saturday, or not last Saturday, but the Saturday before last. I can't stand on my feet for very long. I tire out. That's one bad thing about it. But I sat on my bench, and we were calling up songs that we haven't played. We played a lot of songs off our album. We played for nearly 3.5 hours.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Cool. Yeah, it was amazing. I'm like, man, do we have any gigs coming up?
let's do this.
Definitely.
Tell me a little bit about your experience recording that Ruckus album.
It's Raucous.
Raucous.
I always mess that
I
up.
just got told what?
That's okay.
Raucous.
That's okay. Raucous. Well, we actually did it. We did 2 albums. We did one with Daryl Cole up at his studio, and then we went into Hank.
Valcor.
What? Yeah. Hank. He's so cool to work
Hank
with
Charles.
too.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. We just went in there and just knocked it out. We had it, pretty well rehearsed. Just went in there. I think we did it in 2 days.
Wow.
And it was we pretty much practiced it up and had it down. Just had a good time recording it. Just got to get it out there and get to playing it, get in people's hands, and hopefully they dig it.
What's it called? What's the album called?
Uproar.
Nice.
Uproar.
Raucous.
The next one's going to be
Raucous,
Still Screaming.
and the album is Ruckus.
No, it's not, Scott. Yeah.
That's the next one.
Right?
So,
well, it's so cool to I seen you out there at the Ozzy tribute, and it was great to put my arm around you and tell you how appreciated I was to see you. And I got to get out there and do some songs with your guitar player, which I thought was a fun thing to do. Go out there and do some Bark at the Moon with them. So it has to be fun jamming with that guy, because it was a blast getting up there and doing that one with him.
Oh, it is. We have a great time. I can't wait till tomorrow. Hopefully we're going to knock it out of the park again. But, just this COVID stuff, I was the guy that said it was a hoax. It's probably just political, da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't want to wear the mask. I wasn't scared of it at all. And you know what? It woke me up
Sure.
to the fact that, it's real deal. And it, had me, I was a 3%er, guys. I mean, I had 5 different ailments that should have put me in the ground. But, like I said, it just wasn't my time. And I just, I'm very thankful every day that I have a breath to get up and just enjoy the day. And that's what I really want to have. Anything that I say tonight, I want to come across to is this: you enjoy today, because we're not promised tomorrow.
Yeah,
Amen.
it makes you appreciate life a little more.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, it was a rude awakening how fragile the human body is, and to see all the people that's lost their life to this disease, it's really an eye-opening thing. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, I followed your journey as well, man, and I'm a paranoid person. I've been worried about this thing the whole time, and so I was I followed along closely. I actually had a friend die from it, and so we're certainly glad you're sitting on the phone right now with us,
Amen.
talking to us.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
What are you wearing?
Yeah, what are you wearing?
What are you wearing right now?
Wow. That's personal, guys.
Well, I wish you FaceTime me and I'll show you.
Oh,
None of your
Wow.
business.
Let me get some zoom going on.
hopefully some Gloria
Go
Vanderbilt.
zoom, zoom, zoom with the boom,
No.
boom, boom.
It is not. It's a thong bikini.
Oh, hey, he dressed for the occasion. That's good.
That's what he wears on stage.
Right. He is raucous. I mean, he's a crazy guy.
Yeah.
So 2 things are on our agenda. Like Scott said, we're going to go bowling with you, and we're going to come to your next show. So we need you to keep.
Hey, well,
you got to keep
get
us
us a show.
informed. Yeah, man. What'd you say?
He needs to play some of y'all's tribute stuff too. You guys need to do some of that Motley
Listen.
Crue.
Is it good enough?
Oh my God, Scott!
He's my thumper, buddy.
Listen, consider your.
He's
if
my thumper. Are you?
say?
They
His
said, "Are you
thumper.
good enough?"
Who said that?
Who said
Scott
that?
Squires said that, I'm gonna hit him for you.
Shame on you.
He's messing with you. So
I know.
if we have any say so over that, consider yourself part of that tribute. I really want you there. I want you to do that. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
It'll be fun. I sent Josh a message on the Ozzy tribute. I said, I don't care if I was in a coma or not. Why didn't you invite me?
Right. Right. You could phone it in.
Good one for him to do would be either Dr. Feelgood or
Kickstart My Heart.
Yeah.
Kickstart My Heart or Knock 'em Dead Kid.
That's right. No.
Danger.
I like Kickstart My Heart. That would be a great one. That'd be great.
And Steve was actually a music evangelist. I don't know if you knew this, but it's funny. Back in the early '90s, and he wrote a song called "One Heartbeat Away."
Oh my goodness.
So many times he literally was one heartbeat away during all this, and I don't know how many times I thought of that song.
Wow.
And when he first got out of it, I said, you know what? You need to redo that One Heartbeat Away and
No
put some
kidding.
rock to it, and it would be awesome.
Yeah, it
so,
would.
that would be a new one coming out.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a great idea. Listen, both of you, this is for both of you, not just Steve. We love you guys. We are so glad that Steve is with us. Teresa, I know you were his rock the whole way through.
You guys are definitely part of the Tulsa music scene.
Man, you guys are so special, and you're such good people, and we really want more time with you on a personal level so we can get to know you better. So let's hook up those bowling shoes soon and get that going. And
that kind of bowling is what you meant.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bowling for
I thought you meant a little something else.
No, bowling means bowling.
I
That's
got
what
you.
it means.
Got you.
So let's make that happen. But I appreciate you guys taking your Friday night to talk with us. What an inspiring story, and I think it kind of wakes everybody up to the fact of, hey, let's take this seriously. I'm getting the vaccine Wednesday. I'm getting the first shot Wednesday.
Tuesday for me.
So I'm taking it seriously. I'm doing my part to.
Does it cost money?
It does. No.
No.
I don't think so. If you have health insurance,
if you have health insurance, I don't think it does.
I just think it's a wise thing to do. I know it's controversial. I prayed about it. I'm going to get it. That's what I'm going to do. So
without a doubt.
I get it Monday too.
Good girl. Good.
So, I think we're on the tail end of it all. But,
I do too.
We still have to be kind of cautious about it.
There's a new variants out there too.
I'm gonna wait to see if you guys
Like grow a third nipple or a third eye.
Right, grow a third eye, and then I'd be like, nah, I think I'm gonna be all right.
Third eye blind.
Anyway, well, guys, seriously, thank you all for joining us tonight. We love you guys, and we're looking forward to seeing you both.
Good to be with you.
You guys too.
Shout out to you guys, man.
God bless you
Shout
guys.
the devil.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys.
Thank you.
Cool.
Wow.
I think this has been one of our coolest episodes, if you want to know the truth.
Well, here we are tackling real life issues, and we're
Right.
not just tackling rock and roll. Listen, I mean, we care a
We
lot.
do. We've been given this platform, and people do tune in. And, I know a lot of people watch the replay. People are out. It's a Friday night, and people go out and do things, but then they come back and watch the replay. This is an important show.
It is. And like you said, we're tackling real life issues. It's not like we're just sitting around talking about nonsense
Right.
like we normally always do.
I always feel like if you're given a platform, you need to use that platform for something good. And I think that's what we're doing here.
Tell me something good.
Nice. That's
Thank you.
good. That's really good. But what a couple of inspiring stories. Jennifer Ashford and Stephen Holt. Guys,
Guys, give them some
Awesome,
loves.
man.
I want to see some hearts for both of these guys. Both survivors, both of them surviving the hell, the reality
No doubt.
of it all. It's just something that is beyond my imagination.
Warriors, man.
no doubt. No
So,
doubt.
he was a fighter himself, and didn't even know it.
I'm telling you.
You know?
Incredible. Do you guys want to... Do you want to discuss anything else, or should we get out of
Is there
here?
something on the agenda?
Well, we
there's
just-
an outro.
I would like to go ahead and give Jana's mom a shout out for making me some fudge without nuts.
This is the closing band.
No, I haven't got to try the fudge yet, but it's in my car, and I'm going to, and it's going to be good, and I really, really appreciate that. So
That's
thanks,
kind.
Gay. I appreciate that.
And you know why? You know why she met you out there? Right? She's being very
I do.
sensitive.
Yes, I do know.
I can't have sugar stuff now. Damn it!
I can.
But this guy can. Damn it! So anyway, maybe
Because I thought we were going to go bowling and then eat some fudge.
we can.
I mean-
Well, we can go bowling and you can eat fudge.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess I'll go scrounge around and find some more frickin' almonds to shove down my pie hole. I
How
don't
about
know.
you guys want to brag about your new band members a little bit in your first few shows?
Oh, since you
Rocket Science was
mentioned it.
fun, doing some shows with Doug Weber and Justin.
Yeah, and I mean it is fun. It's still good. Yeah, we didn't break up yet. It's still going on.
There's hope.
No,
There's
those
hope.
guys are. I mean, we've just kind of landed a couple of jewels. More so than we ever could have imagined.
Yeah,
They are
they're going
so
well.
great.
It's going well.
It
And
is.
We'll be at the Salem Springs Cherokee Casino.
Tomorrow.
Reserve your tables now.
Well, get your dancing shoes ready.
Can you
Get your bowling shoes
Can
ready.
you dance in a booth? Can you
I've,
dance in the booth?
I've, no,
No.
I don't think you can. I don't think you
Well,
can.
just if you're there, just clap. And there's still some COVID restrictions going on there, so hopefully.
And then the people in the cheaper seats, just
Stomp your hands
rattle
and
your
clap your
jewelry.
feet.
Rattle your jewelry.
Stomp your hands and clap your feet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and
Got anything? Well, I guess the last thing I might say is just be watching for the pilot episode. Now, I think the way we're going to do that, I think this is really the only way I know to do it. So when these guys get us the finished product and the file, what we'll probably do to air it is we'll come on like this and we'll talk a little bit, and then we'll just play it. And it's probably, I think, going to be an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour long. And we'll participate with you guys in the chat while we're all watching it together. We haven't seen it yet. Supposedly the editing was to be finished, I guess, today.
Yeah.
So we're looking really forward to seeing
we'll
that.
be interactive with
and
you.
Wayne Adams,
Yes.
those cookies are like 100 calories per cookie. So you got to watch that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne Scott was brokenhearted when we talked about the sugar-free cookies because he's like, oh, my God. He said, I'll pound 6 of those and drink a glass of milk. It's like 700 calories. So
Right.
you got to kind
Yeah,
of...
sugar-free doesn't mean shit if you're just chowing down on 6 or 7 cookies, man.
Fudge.
Stop, man. Stop rubbing it in.
I mean, I'm just looking forward to
I'm
it.
sure you are. God bless.
Thanks, Gay.
I just, yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for tuning in with us here at the Tulsa Music Stream. It is March Madness, and I believe Oklahoma State did win their game.
What episode was this tonight? 20.
20.
This was 26, and I just made a little boo-boo there. Sorry,
That's fine,
everybody.
it's fine.
That was a little boo-boo.
Well,
Started
you
the
know,
song a little early, but we'll
well.
get to that here in a second. Yeah, March Madness.
How about ORU and OSU won tonight too? You know, I'm not a native Oklahoman. I just root for the Oklahoma teams to do good. I don't have I'm not a OU over OSU guy or vice versa or anything like that.
We have to talk about that.
I just don't. I don't. You know,
Doesn't matter.
whoever's doing well, I want them to continue to do well.
You always want San Diego State to beat the OU team, right?
You know, I can't say that. No, I think I was more of a pro fan of my San Diego teams.
San Diego Ozones.
The San Diego Sockers.
The San Diego Snowblinders.
It's been nice hanging out with you guys tonight. You guys going to do anything later? Maybe cow tipping or something?
We have to pack for our little road extravaganza tomorrow, so I'll be packing. I'll be emotionally preparing the cats for the fact that we're going to not be back until Sunday morning. So we have to have a little talk. Other than that, it's going to be kind of low key. I'll be thinking about your fudge, though. Ass.
Hey, I'll send you pictures.
Of course you will.
I won't do that, but hey. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight,
Thank you.
though.
Good job. Yeah. Thank you. Guys, we love you. Watch for updates. We'll get that pilot stream on. That's probably going to be our next episode, so be watching.
Will it be the next episode?
Let's
tell your friends about the show. The more the word of mouth gets around, and share, of course, every time tune in with us. I think there's a little thing on our page where it says every time that we go live, it'll alert you and everything like that. So that's that would be very helpful. Yes. The more the merrier. We would love to have a packed house every time we go live.
Definitely.
So make sure you get out there and tell everybody what a cool show it is, and then hopefully we'll get some of your local favorite musicians on here as well. So
for sure. Speaking of, you got something else before I head us out of here?
Nothing important.
Nothing at all. Okay. So speaking of, this guy Dusty Robinson, he has been really cool. He approaches his band the way I approach mine. He's very he's aggressive in a good way. He's been hitting me up about playing his songs, a song of his band. And I think we're going to try to get him on, not the next episode, because that'll be the pilot, but the one after that. We're going to get him on for an interview so he can tell us more about his band, Dirty Rotten. But he sent me a bunch of songs.
Dirty, rotten, filthy, stinking.
Anyway, sorry, derailed. Anyway, he sent me a bunch of cool songs. I picked the song called Won't Stop. It's like a super high energy metal punk deal. It's good to get us out of here. It's a high energy way to exit the stage here. So
he's dirty and he's dusty.
I'm going to exit stage left.
Okay, go right ahead. Well, not before we play Dirty Rotten's Won't Stop. Dusty, thank you for sending us this. We'll get you on the stream very shortly for an interview. Enjoy this song, guys. We'll be back soon, so watch for updates on our Tulsa Music Stream page. Thanks to our amazing guests, Jennifer Ashford, Stephen Holt, Tim Hewitt. Thank you for your awesome tribute.
Check out this song.
Here it
Won't
goes.
Stop. Give it some
As
love.
always, keep it classy,
Thumbs
Tulsa.
up.
That's right.
Hearts. Love. Come on.
Love you very
Good
much.
night.
See you soon, Tulsa. Bye.
I know the world I was raised in. It don't exist.
day.